Through Deaf Eyes is a documentary about deaf culture and the struggles that deaf people have faced throughout history and how life is for deaf people now as well. And you know, I found the entire documentary to be very interesting. I found a lot of fascinating things that I never really thought about before. Like I guess I never thought that deaf people ever had like their own schools and colleges and stuff. I guess I kind of just thought that they would go to public school and would basically learn ASL through that. But I guess that's not true, and I think that's really fascinating. And I also found the part where they revolted against the hearing person being elected president at the Gavolt School. Uh, the, the riot it was really, the protest, I should say, it was really really cool. Um, they're very passionate people, and that's awesome. It's really fantastic. And I never heard of anything like that before. I always thought that deaf people were this very cozy, part of the world, and I guess that they want to fight too. They've got their own passions that they need to assert, and it's really cool. I never knew about that. Um, and I thought the part when there was an older man talking about how when he was a kid, his parents put him on a plane, and then the plane would like spin around, and they were hoping that would cure his deafness. I thought that was it's pretty funny. It's also kind of sad that it's like, uh, why would you put your kid through that? That seems terrible. I wouldn't want to do that. Not now. Um, I don't know how I'd feel as a little kid. Uh, it seems terrifying. I just think it's so interesting that they fought so hard against, deaf people. They really alienated them, just like how a lot of the immigrants that came here were alienated. You know, and it's just really, really cool that so many different things have happened for deaf people. That they are affected by so many things that I never thought would really have a negative impact on someone. Uh, when sound was introduced to film and silent film and the captions weren't there anymore, I never thought that would have an effect on someone, and it has a pretty significant effect on the deaf community because they can't they can't hear what the movie is saying. They would have to read it, and I just never thought about that before. And that it must have been really really tough because I like seeing movies. I'm going to see a movie today, and I don't it must have been really hard for them to go through so many different things that just kept making life harder and harder for them, and having to keep fighting. But it's I think the deaf community, it seems like it's in a pretty good place now, and I'm really fascinated. This documentary has really opened my eyes to really a new world. It's so, I can't say it enough how fascinating it is, and I'm really excited to learn more about deaf culture and just what life is like for a deaf person. So yeah.